final session of that last module which we were discussing. I think in this class this module will be completed. The top secret and basics of ethical hacking which we are discussing. In this class we will discuss about penetration testing. What is penetration testing? Penetration testing is the another name of ethical hacking. Remember this term. A penetration test, also known as pen test, is a cyber attack which is done to your computer to check for exploitable vulnerabilities. That means this is a test we do in your system to find the areas from where the attackers can attack. For example, if I find that in your home one door is missing, one window is missing, one key is missing, these are the vulnerability areas. Now I can attack from those areas only unless you fix those bugs. So penetration testing is done by ethical hackers. First I test my own home. If I find my home is not secured, or what are the areas where it is not secured, then I find proper bugs, proper security mechanisms, putting a proper door, putting a proper window which is not breakable, nobody can break that. This is how it's done in real life testing also, penetration testing. Proper antivirus, proper security, proper IPS, IDS measures. So in the context of web application security, penetration testing is commonly used for what? Firewall checking, web application firewall. It can involve the breaching of any number of application system. Of course, you have a legal document. You must have a legal document from your employer that you are going to do penetration testing, because employer is running the paying you. Being an ethical hacker, you are employed by someone. You must take the permission of that someone whose ethical hacking activities you are doing, or otherwise you will be in big legal trouble. Otherwise, simply you will be catch in the category of black hat hacker, those bad people, bad hackers. There is a small barrier between white hat and black hat. White hat follow the rules, black hat don't follow the rules. That's the only difference. But of course, from the knowledge and talent point of view, it's a controversial thing. Who has more knowledge? Is it black hackers, or is it white hat hackers? It's you decide which one. It's not my answer. I think you do homework on that. So pen testing or penetration testing can involve the breaching of any kind of application system. Example, API. API is very much running in the market. Nowadays everybody is saying API and API. What is this API? These are nothing but small application programming interface or a big application protocol interface. Some say application protocol interface, some say application programming interface. Mostly it is used as a term as an application protocol interface, where you get a platform, especially without installation. Nowadays you have to install a software to work, so it is a very hectic thing. Because of this online application, you have lots of online softwares available where you just test and do trial and error. So as a result, you don't have to install any software in your computer. Just with the use of online software only, you can create your own application. How? These are the API. This API gives you an online environment to develop your own application. One of the best example is front-end, back-end servers, front-end, back-end developers. So there is a front-end server, there is a back-end server. Everybody know about this front-end, back-end. Being a computer science student, I think you have idea. Next, what are the stages of penetration testing? First is analysis and WAF configuration. So first is planning and reconnaissance. Planning and reconnaissance. I have already created a video. What is reconnaissance? Reconnaissance is the analysis of a system, monitoring of a system, proper requirement analysis, proper working mechanism. Everything will be monitored in the reconnaissance, so that initial study will give some first hand report. like like a first hand report, that what are the areas where the chances of attack will be more, what are the areas chances of loss will be more. These things can be judged, these things can be pre-decided. A proper a, a brief blueprint idea comes to the ethical hacker's mind using this planning and reconnaissance. First, for example, if I have to build a home, where I have to go? I have to first go to the area where I have to build a home. I have to get a description. This area is at all suitable or not? Market is near to that. Water is available or not? Or electricity is available or not? These are the basic things. If there is no electricity, no water, or very far away from the water electricity, then do you think that people will make their home or flat? No, they can make, but face problem they may face. Similarly, in ethical hacking also, the planning and reconnaissance gives initial knowledge, basic knowledge first. What are the areas where you need to attack? You will be attacked, I mean. Second, scanning. Scanning tools are used to understand how a target responds to intrusions. So what is scanning? I think I don't need to describe this. Everybody knows scanning. We all use scan. Scanner is to find any bugs or error, any kind of bad methodology which is hidden inside the system. It can be caught using scanner. Third is gaining access. Now this is the very important step. What do you mean by gaining access? Web application attacks are staged to uncover a target vulnerability. Now, if you have to do attack in your home, I must have access to your home, right? Similarly, if you have to attack a network in your computer, I have access to your computer either through your user ID password or either through some other sources. That is known as gaining access. Fourth, maintaining access. So, gaining and maintaining is a very big difference. For example, you are the topper of a class. You came first this year, but do you think you will be first next year also? Can you guarantee that? No, you can't guarantee. So to being a topper, you need to continuously maintain the same effort, maybe upgrade your knowledge, do work hard. You have to upgrade yourself with the latest technology of the subject, then only you can be topper next year also. Similarly here, maintaining access. Gaining access is okay, but if the network owner realize that they have hacked, suppose I realize that my website is hacked by third party, suddenly I can hire some good ethical hacker to protect my system, and maybe your control will go, out after 1 hour maybe. So that time again my control will come back to me. So this is known as maintaining access. If you are a good hacker, you must know how to breach the security. If you gain access, how to maintain the access. Last is analysis. So these are some of the important points of penetration testing. Now we will discuss this each point in detail. Every point in detail we will discuss here. What is planning and reconnaissance? It is defining the goal and scope of a test, or you can say defining the scope and goals of a test, including the systems to be addressed. Gather intelligence or gathering intelligence. Example, network and domain names, mail server. To better understand how a target works and its potential vulnerability. If you don't know who I am, what I am, then how you will attack me? You must know what are my weaknesses. If you talk to me, you will know that this man comes at this time, this man lives at this, is the way of his talking, this is his money balance. Once you have, how you will know all these things? You have to monitor me continuously for a long time. You will talk with me. Similarly, in ethical hacking also, you have to follow a network for a long time. What kind of people are using? What are the vulnerabilities? Which are the areas where no people ever visit? That means those are the vulnerable areas. So you can say this is a way of gathering intelligence, and this is also a way to attack on those areas. Next, scanning. The next step is to understand how the target will respond. First is static analysis. You don't need to know much about this. These are the advanced portion, but little bit you must know right now. First is the static analysis. Second is dynamic analysis. What is static analysis? Inspecting an application's code. This is a single pass. Third is gaining access. As you can see here, this is the very important part of ethical hacking or any kind of hacking. How to gain access and how to maintain the access. Gaining access can be attacked using normally using web application attack. Such as cross-site scripting, SQL injection and backdoor. So cross-site scripting and SQL injection. Cross-site scripting is used for big end server, marketing websites, sales website, any kind of e-commerce website, Flipkart, Amazon, where you are doing marketing, you are purchasing things. Next is SQL injection. It is a database attack. It is done. What is SQL? Structured query language. Under this there are so many things: data definition language, data manipulation language. What is data manipulation language and what is data addition? DML and DDL. What is the difference between that? There are so many things. Under this there are so many commands. You can create a table, you can delete a table, you can insert a table, you can update a table, you can even complete drop the table, you can delete a field from a table. So many things you can do, all using SQL. So many joinings. So database, advanced DBMS or simple database or connection of multiple database. These are the concept of SQL injection, because it depends on what kind of database you are using. If you are using SQL, if you are using let's say Oracle or using SQL Server, the chances of SQL injection is more. Why? Because their RDBMS is follow, relational database management system, connection between so many tuples, connection between so many tables, where each primary key is linked with the another table foreign key, and there again a primary key is there. So the combination of all these things makes a big hodgepodge kind of thing. So I'm not teaching in detail about database DBMS. My objective is to teach the ethical hacking part. The SQL injection is very deadly virus nowadays. People are facing lots of financial data, financial transaction, or they are losing their money, especially the big giant companies. It is mainly because of SQL injection attack. How they do this? They just modify the query, suppose select star from table, select name from table, where user ID equal to this password. Now user ID equal to, they just replace that character with underscore. This underscore means it is a SQL injection code. Now you can see that the codes are nothing good or bad. Every code is a code. Now if we just change some syntax of the code, it will work in a malicious way. So that becomes a malicious. So here SQL injection are backdoors to uncover the target's vulnerability. Now to target the vulnerable area, you must have a proper knowledge of the SQL injection. This is a very important point. But testers then try and exploit these vulnerabilities. Now a tester can attack on those areas, and of course we have not discussed the backdoor. Backdoor means it can be anything where you are not aware that somebody is monitoring your network from back end, and suddenly they just enter through that backdoor, through the back network, and once it is inserted, when it came, it will attack. So it is to target the vulnerability. Every time when I discuss ethical hacking, remember there is a vulnerability and vulnerability. There is nothing more than vulnerability that we should be aware. So testers then try and exploit this vulnerability. How? By escalating privileges, typically by escalating privileges, stealing data, intercepting traffic to understand the damage they can cause. The real meaning of this is that once I can get control of your traffic, of your network, I can block the signal, I can block the traffic, I can steal data, I can become the administrator, I can take the privileges. Taking privileges means I will become the administrator, and once I get your control, I will make you the normal, I will remove you, I will simply remove your account, simply block your account, simply lock your account, because I have the administrative privileges. So these are the malicious activity done in the hacking world. I think you are aware that without your intervention somebody has blocked you. Here blocking means your own phone. You find that your phone is blocked by somebody. How? I'm not saying that blocking means you are using somebody other is blocking. Your own phone, your own account is locked by you. It looks like blocked by you because you are using your phone. Who else can block? But actually it is blocked by the hacker, because they have inserted malware into your mobile, and they're observing, monitoring you for a long time, that you're using a Wi-Fi, a unprotected Wi-Fi, suspicious Wi-Fi, which we shouldn't be used. Mostly Wi-Fi has no passwords. Not mostly, some of the Wi-Fi, public Wi-Fi has no password. Remember, you are monitored, so don't use public Wi-Fi too much. You may be hacked, you may be attacked. Next is maintaining access. Gaining access is another thing, maintaining the access is another thing. So the goal of this test to see if the vulnerability can be used to achieve a persistence presence. The idea is to imitate advanced persistent threats. Now once I gain access to a system, how long I can continue that thing? Maybe for 1 year, maybe for 6 months, or maybe for a limited time. How long I can maintain that attacking interval? That is the maintaining access. If the company is highly intelligent, if they can remove me again, the hacker attack, if the company can remove, that means they are taking proper ethical hacking measures. If the maintaining access time is more and more, that means what? You don't have proper ethical hackers who are working. Fifth is analysis. What is this? The results of the penetration testing are then compiled into report detailing. So penetration testing is mainly categorized into this kind of 7 categories, subcategory. Targeted testing, external testing, internal testing, blind testing, double blind testing, black box testing, and white box testing. These are the category of penetration testing: targeted testing, external testing, internal testing, blind testing, and white box testing. So just write your case study here. I've given some blank slide. Thank you.